Hello everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome to the first episode of our keto journey for 2018. Take a deep breath. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really pumped about this year with keto living. This is our year, my year, to reach my goals for weight loss and optimal health. And I really feel like the keto lifestyle is going to be able to help me do that. Now, because I know over the holidays, some of us fell off the wagon. It was just too tempting with all those holiday goodies and stuff, and I caved. But I'm really excited to start a new year because I know that this is my year that I'm going to be reaching my goals. And my goals are to lose the weight I need to finish losing and to get healthy. And I can tell over the holidays just by eating a few days off, well, many days off of program and stuff, the way my body feels. So I'm really excited about starting a new chapter this year. Now, for some of you who don't know what keto living is, keto living is ketogenics diet is a diet that is predominantly high fats, good high fats, moderate protein, and low carb. I get my carbs from mostly vegetables and, things like that. I don't eat bread, no grains, so that's no kind of wheat or anything like that, no corn, no potatoes, so all the high fat, all the high carbs out. As we know, grains tend to give us inflammation in our bodies. And so when you eat a lot of bread and stuff, often you'll have a lot of high inflammation in your body. And I know that I do. And I know by eliminating the breads and the grains, those things, that the inflammation disappears from my body. So, with that being said, everybody knows that in 1st of February comes the Super Bowl. And even if it wasn't Super Bowl, every once in a while, I like to have some Mexican food. But you can't really have Mexican food too much on a keto diet, or can you? So today we're going to be making our queso sauce, or queso dip. And I'm going to show you the basics of how to make the queso dip. And then afterwards, I'll show you how you can mix some add-ins to change it a little bit. All right, so hold on one moment. I'm going to put you down here. Okay, so here we go. So the first thing we're going to do to make our queso dip, I have my little pan right here. This is my small rock crock that I use in my slow cooker. And so for this recipe, we're going to use about 4 ounces of cream cheese, which is about half of a block. So let me cut that in half. Okay, and then I'm going to be cutting up some smaller pieces of it. And it helps if you let it melt a little bit. I mean, not melt, but get room temperature. It helps cut, to melt smoother. Because we are going to be melting this. Okay, so that's about 4 ounces or half our block. Because these blocks are 8-ounce blocks. Let me rinse my hands off a little bit. All right. So wrap this back up. Cream cheese for another day. Okay. So I'm going to bring my crock pot over, and I have been heating it up so that it's nice and warm. Let's stick this on inside of it. And then we're going to add 1 cup, and this is not milk, it's heavy whipping cream. And this is very important. Don't mix the two up. You need heavy whipping cream. So we're going to add that in there. Let me get a little spoonula thing here. I want to make sure I get all that goodness out of there. Okay. And then this is just going to be, we're going to stir this up until it starts melting. And then once this has started melting and we get a good consistency of it, let me get it off a spoon here with my knife. We're going to add in some pepper jack cheese. So let me get a little plate here to rest my spoon. We're going to add some pepper jack cheese. Okay, so I'm going to add the whole block. But first, while we're waiting on that to melt, I'm just going to cut it up. Now, pepper jack cheese already has like the little peppers and all that stuff in it. And so, we don't need to add anything else to it. Now, depending on the heat of yours, you can also add hot sauce at the end. I often do. But it just depends on how your taste buds are and how hot you would like it to be. I also set the pepper jack cheese out and let that get to room temperature as well. I just find that it's softer and it melts easier. Okay. And I'm cutting it up in small pieces because it does help it melt a little bit easier. Okay. Now, if you find that this is not melting fast enough for you, you can do this on the stove at low heat. I do it in the crock pot because that way, after it's done, I can just leave it in the crock pot and serve it. But it is starting to chill out in there and starting to melt together. So, okay. What I'm going to do is put the lid on it and let that hang out for a little bit. And then let me tell you what you can do with it. Once you put the cheese in and everything gets all melty and stuff, you can use, it's just like the restaurant, you know, when they bring the white queso cheese dip to you, you can dip your chips and stuff in. Well, we can't eat traditional chips, so what do we eat with it? Well, I found this is really good if you pour it over. You can make broccoli and cheese with it. It gives a little zip to your broccoli. Or you can add cooked sausage and fresh salsa to it. And that makes the little dip that we usually make with the processed cheese and the little rotel stuff. I use fresh salsa and sausage and just put it in there. Or you can just dip it with these right here. Now this is Parm Crisp, and I got these from Walmart, and they come in several different flavors. This is the jalapeno. I like the little zip it gives to it. And they're made completely from 100% Parmesan cheese. Now, like I said, they have the plain, they have the garlic and herb. Garlic and herb is not so good with this, not so much, but the jalapeno and the plain Parmesan crisp are. Now also, if you can't find this, you can make your own by taking I use whole Parmesan cheese like this. You can take Parmesan cheese, you can grate it up, and then you can take a pan with parchment paper or nonstick aluminum foil on it, and then you just take little hands full and you drop it on the sheet, And they do spread out a little bit, but you just drop little handsful all over the sheet, about an inch apart or so. And then you bake them at 350 for 10 minutes until they just get lightly golden red, brown around the edges. And then you just take them out, let them cool, then you peel them up, and you have your own Parmesan chips. So I was going to make some for you. I forgot that I didn't grate the cheese. And that just takes way too long to do. But I already have some, so that's what I'm going to be enjoying mine with. And my neighbors too. Now after you make this, and let's say you don't use it all, you can totally dish this up and put it in a container, stick it in the refrigerator, and then reheat it in the microwave. But this is totally cool sitting in the crock pot until, you know, for an evening. So, and as you tell, it gets thicker as it heats up and starts melting. And that's what we're using the heavy whipping cream and the cream cheese for. It's a binding agent. It kind of helps everything stick together. And as with keto, you definitely want the fat. So we're just keeping stirring. And I'm scraping the cream cheese off the spoon because I want to make sure that it gets melted. But you can see it's getting pretty melty now. Okay, so also for Super Bowl, now I'm not demonstrating this because this is so simple, guys, because you all know how to do what I'm about to suggest. I know every kind of get together, every party I ever have, I make the little deviled eggs, you know, the little half eggs with the stuff in the middle of them. Those are great party snack foods. They're always the first thing that goes at my house. And so those are another great thing that you can make on a keto diet. And I only use mayonnaise, and make sure you use sugar-free mayonnaise. So I use Duke's mayonnaise. Now, if you don't live in the South, you probably don't know what Duke's mayonnaise is, but it's really, really good. I used to find it at World Market when I lived in California. They have it at World Market in little jars. It's a specialty food in California. I laugh when I think about that because it's such a big thing here in the South. So you just mix a little Duke's mayonnaise with a tiny little bit of mustard with your egg yolks. You mix it all up and then stuff them back in your shell. So that's another party food that we could have for Super Bowl. Also, you can trying to think some other things. Sausage balls. Now I will show you how to make sausage balls next week, and it's really simple. It's a wonderful recipe, and those also get gone in a hurry. So I'm gonna, for the next 2 weeks, I'm gonna be doing Super Bowl foods and stuff for you, or just foods in general that you can entertain with. I really wanted to get all this done before Christmas, and I didn't. So but this is continuing melting. Like I said, it does melt faster on a stove, but I usually just throw it all in the crock pot and let it hang out there. Stir it occasionally. You can see it's almost gone. It's getting hot. So, for time's sake, I'm going to go ahead and start throwing the cheese in here. I love pepper jack cheese. Whoops, that one didn't make it in the pot. Okay, so all we're going to do now is simply let this melt. And you're going to stir it occasionally. Like I said, it does take a little time in the crock pot. So I'm going to put you on pause for a minute or two. And when this gets all melty, I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay guys, so I'm back. So it took about 8 to 10 minutes to get it to the melty stage. But oh my goodness, look at all that yummy goodness. Ooh, that pot's hot. And this is so good. Now you can just leave it the way it is. This is how they serve it to you in Mexican restaurants. They put it in a little bowl for you. Of course, it gets cold and then it gets clumpy or whatever. That's why I like to make it in a crock pot, because it stays warm. Now, later on tonight, my neighbors across the way, we all get together for Friday night game night, and we play cards or some kind of game or something, and we'll enjoy this then. But let me tell you what else you can do. So I have some fresh salsa here, and you can put fresh salsa in here after it's melted, and you can also put sausage in here, and then it becomes, you know, a dip for that, and it's a little bit thicker with the sausage and everything in here. And you also can enjoy it with pork rinds. Now, if you are keto, or you know that pork rinds are very important in our lives. It's a keto approved snack. But matter of fact, I'm going to open one up now and just taste this yumminess and just dip it right in. Oh my gosh, y'all, does that not look so unbelievably good? Let me dip my little crumb out of there. Sorry about that. They won't care. I'll just mix right in. But that is so yummy. It is just like the cheese dip you get from the Mexican restaurant, except it has maybe one carb for half a cup. And this also makes great nacho cheese sauce. I would use the pork rinds or the parmesan crisp as nachos, and then you can put your meat on it, and jalapenos, and put the cheese sauce on top. Now, if you have some left over, what do you do with it? Well, you pour it in a container, an airtight container, and you stick it in your refrigerator. And then you hit it in the microwave for a couple of seconds. When you get ready to use it again, to loosen it up, put it back in your crock pot, and it will be melty again in just no time. So, all right guys, hold on, I'm gonna raise you back up for a second. Might get drunk. Oh, I hope you didn't get seasick. Okay, so if you remember back on Tuesday from my Dollar Tree haul, I hauled all this wonderful fitness stuff. So it's time to get fit in 2018. So if you use that comment below in the section, you will be entered into the drawing for the fitness package, which includes 3 workout DVDs, the exercise bands, the water weights, the little armband, put your electronic devices in when you're out running or walking or exercising, and the cooling towels and the other towel. So if you would like to be entered into that, make sure you use Get Fit in 2018 somewhere in the comments below. And make sure, if you like this video, to please give it a thumbs up. And if you have not yet joined our little family here, please do so by hitting that subscribe button up there on the screen. You know, I could literally dive my face in this cheese sauce. I love cheese so much. And cheese is one of our friends. And I don't eat too much of it, because some people are lactose intolerant, and so it kind of impedes their diet. But if you know you're not sensitive to lactose, ooh, cheese away, baby. So good. All right, thank you for joining in. Don't forget, next Friday we'll be doing sausage balls, another appetizer for the Super Bowl. And I will see you all later. Bye.